Alright, so this is what I'm getting so far. Contact, my recoil stage, my passing stage. Look at that. It's so beautiful. I'm so geeky about that. Alright, and now I'm going to my upstage. Remember, our upstage is at frame 10. And so I want that Y value here, control copy, and now my upstage is at frame 20. Wait, I didn't do my, okay. At frame 22, I'm going to put in that passing stage value here. So it's going up. My foot here is at 19, passing. Now at 22, I'm looking at my chart. 22, I need to position that. Remember, I like my foot to be a little bit higher, and careful with your leg, not too high, you don't want to screw it up. Now I'm going to look at my other high point at frame 10 just to see kind of what I got. Now I got it up, and this is kind of angled more down. I'm at 22, so I'm going to adjust my, it makes for a little bit nicer contrast, I think, and I can raise it up a little bit more without snapping the knee at a crazy angle. All right. So now I have this, and then it wants to go back down into my first frame. So I'm going to hit Control Save, and I'm going to hit play, and this is what I'm getting. Nice, smooth. Oh, it makes me want to cry. Doesn't that make you want to cry? It's so wonderful and happy. It's like a little Smurf pelvis walking around. It's just it's a happy time. Maybe you already said a whole Smurf pelvis idea, but anyway. So the core, here is my, I'm going to loop this, frame 24. I'm going to go to my play blast, and I'm going to override this. I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to go to play blast, options, and I'm going to say, I'm going to give it a name. This is walk feet only, and it's a quick time. I'm looking at the quality 100%. Anyway, that you don't need it. You can set it up for however you want. It's going to walk through there. It's going to play, and I got it on looping. So now I can really look at this. This makes me so happy. And so I'm looking at this. It's going through. The feet are sticking to the ground. And for the most part, I haven't even adjusted the pelvis or added any sort of pelvic movement whatsoever. But the feet are pretty good on the ground. And that is your basic starting point. Okay? You got to get the feet on the ground before you do anything else. Okay. Now, that's that. Alright, so the next stage is to add in some hip movements or something like that. Now, without doing anything else, I just want to show you something. Because our feet positions are at -3 and +3, that's 6 total units between the front and the back. So what does that mean? That means that I can take my main control and I can keyframe it, key selected, at the first frame and at the last frame. And if I give it a unit of 6, that means my character will walk across the stage. Now hold on, before you start looking at the way it looks, one thing you want to do, notice that the curve it gave me was flat, meaning if I frame this in, it's flat here. The curves here are flat. The curve here is flat. You want a linear walk. I want linear tangents, a straight line. because I don't want my character to ease in and ease out of his motion, not while he's walking. He just needs to move linearly across the screen. And if you've got his feet down, he'll stick. That's if we want to move him. Now we just want to, all we want to do is keep him in position. Now, there's a couple things else we can do. Now, I'm just focusing on his feet and giving him to walk. Okay? Let's not get the cart before the horse, but this gives us the basic movement. If it's nice and snappy, it'll look good. All right. Now, the next step is to add, I just wanted you to see that, so I actually don't want to even do that right now, but I wanted you to see that once you get the feet down in these positions, that's huge, okay? Now we can add little bits of offset, little bits of twist to the rotation. We've decided that the hips have been up and down. Now we can add little bits of rotation to the pelvis. So one of the things I like to do is rotate it around. I want to rotate it around Y a little bit when you begin. But before you start messing with all these things, so I'm going to give him like a 20-degree turn in Y. I'm going to key select that at 1 and 25. And then in my breakdown, in the middle, then I'll give him a -20. So when his leg is forward, like it is, you can kind of see these little movements. Now, I don't need to have him, I don't necessarily need to have him there. And I've got a little twist in his leg. Okay, so that's a nice little touch. I'm only doing this. If I wanted to add some more to it, then on his down, I could add a little bit more of an impact on his hips as he goes down. So for instance, if I wanted to rotate on Z a little bit, I could add a little bit more impact on that knee there. At 4, that gives him I'll say 10 degrees. And then at the other down, which is at 16, well, at here, and then the other down is 16, I would go -10 for the opposite side. There we go. And look what it's done. It's already given me a really nice look. And that's all I've done. It's a little wobbly, but you can see that my character is walking along quite nicely. All right? And that is a good start on this. Boom, 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 boom. That's a pretty good look. Now, stop. Go back. I'm going to reset my camera a little bit. Let's see what that looks like. I'm just going to grab my master control again. Key that. Move 6 units linearly. I'm just going to double click and say tangents linear. And that gives them some nice weight on those hips. Boom, 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 boom. All right, that's nice. All right, so that's a basic getting the feet planted walk. Just the feet. Just get that right first before you do anything else. Before you add variation, before you start to fiddle with anything, just don't even make it walk across the screen yet. There's some other things we've got to do to deal with that. So I'm just going to break the connections on that because, again, I don't really want to do that. I just like to see it and make sure it's going to work. But this is all you need to do right now. Get that down. Oh, I'm fairly happy with that. Anyway, all right, so I'm going to stop this particular video on that point. Get that down. Then we'll start building the rest of the walk after this. Ah, feels good to get that.